What up, everybody? When Ghost first saw Angela again for the first time in 18 years at the opening of Club Truth, Angela's wearing a red dress that caught Ghost's attention. Then, after Angela was dead and Ghost was having visions of her, she was wearing none other than the same red dress. During their first conversation at Truth, after telling Ghost how she went to law school and that she was the same girl from around the way, Ghost replied, "Same girl, huh? I don't remember that dress." Then during one of the hallucination scenes that Ghost had at Angela, he told her, "That night when you came into the club and I saw you in that dress, I should have walked away." So today I want to take a minute to talk about the significance of the red dress that Angela was wearing. This is not something I caught my first few times watching Power. I only recently noticed this, so I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments about what you think is the meaning of Angela wearing the red dress. Basically, on the surface, the stereotype of a woman in a red dress is that she is more attractive and that she is more willing to hook up. But to get the full meaning behind this, we have to turn to Neo and the Matrix. Neo takes a red pill and is able to see the world's true construct, becoming hyper-aware of the reality of the human race, most of which is in a deep slumber and blind to the truth. So Neo enters into a programmed maze of the Matrix and gets distracted by a woman wearing a red dress. Then Morpheus asks, "Were you listening to me, Neo, or were you looking at the woman in the red dress?" The woman in the red dress was a deliberate distraction meant to trigger the trainee. The moment she senses a threat to the Matrix, she is overwritten by an armed and dangerous agent. So basically, the woman with the red dress in the Matrix represents the difference between illusion and reality. And even though Angela was a real person in Power, she can be looked at as Ghost's way to escape his reality. Ghost called Angela the road not traveled in a conversation with Tommy, and told Tommy, "I just want to see how she turned out." Tommy then replied to Ghost, "You already seen how she turned out. Anything else is you trying to heal wounds from childhood." We can see that Angela and the red dress also represented Ghost's fantasy life. What if I would have went to Cho and got out the drug game? Basically, living with regret or living in the past, not being able to move on, and wondering how things would be different if he made just that one different choice. I'm sure that's something we've all done before. If I just would have did this, I would have made the NBA. If I just would have did that, the feds wouldn't have busted down my door. It's one thing to learn from our mistakes, which we all should do, but living in the past will paralyze us in the present. Tommy tried to give Ghost a wake-up call. You're a successful businessman. You're rich as... What do you want with some high school? But it didn't register. That red dress had already brainwashed Ghost. He was now in a trance. Ghost and Angela were living in a fantasy. This is something each of them told each other at least once. And even when they would talk about being together, they would call it the dream. But the dream could never be reality, no matter how bad they wanted it to be. Ghost was who he was, and Angela was who she was. What's funny is the parallel that the woman in the Matrix would turn into an agent, and Angela was a Fed who was on the task force to bring down Ghost's drug network. Getting me to how the fantasy got tainted with reality. The more Angela got closer to Ghost, the dirtier her hands would get, all leading up to her death. Ghost didn't find out that Angela was a Fed until season 2. At this point, they thought Tommy was Ghost and were getting close to bringing him down. Thinking Ghost was innocent at the time, she told him, "I'm going to do what I can to keep this far away from you." Then while the feds were questioning Holly, Angela found out the truth, that James was Ghost. After this, she got Holly released without answering any more questions. Ghost eventually then played Angela to get Lobos arrested. After this, Greg figured out the truth about Ghost, and because of this, Angela went to Mike and filed harassment charges against Greg, getting him suspended. This caused Angela to get paranoid and start carrying a gun, even bringing a gun with her into the Truth nightclub. The same episode, Angela told Ghost that Lobos was still alive. Also around this time, Greg got reinstated by finding Ruiz in Cali. Greg was trying to get Ruiz to name Ghost, but Angela told Ruiz what to do and to only name Lobos. Then Angela made the mistake of arresting Ghost for killing Greg. Once Ghost was released, she helped take down Mike Sandoval for Greg's murder. But because Mike was going to flip, she told Terry Silver to tell James the good news and where Mike was being held, knowing that Ghost would have Mike killed. She even told Mike when he was dead, that was for Greg. Then Raina got killed, and Tariq killed Ray Ray, and Angela kept getting her hands dirty. She took over Blanca Rodriguez's investigation and used someone else's login to delete Tasha's gun from the system. The final straw, though, is when she found out that Tony Teresi was a snitch and immediately told Ghost and gave him the pictures. So when Teresi was found dead, they included her in the RICO case. And because of that, she got Andre Coleman to lie and say that Jimenez killed the Lobos to get the RICO case dropped. And we know that Angela was killed by Tommy Egan as he was aiming for Ghost. Ghost had finally killed the fantasy by bringing her into his reality. And there you have it. Leave your thoughts, theories, and predictions in the comments.